Hello, hello, my name is Travis, welcome back. Let's check out some slot cars. So, what do I have today? Today we're going with a nice Carrera Evolution Mercedes AMG GT3. What do you get when you buy it? What do you get for your money? As you can see, it comes in this nicely oversized display case by Carrera. And these stack quite nicely, but they are quite large. And of course, the nice reflective rear sticker at the back so you can see the non-visible side of the car. Do a quick walk around. Obviously you got the Carrera seals on either side. Well, too early, don't come out yet. Spin him around, spin him around, and spin him around. Rightio. Little booklet. Obviously, I'm seeing a lot more of this at the moment. The do not run on the 1/30 degree bank corners. I believe that's because they run so low to the ground, but if I'm wrong, which I probably am, put in the comments. And without opening it up and having a look inside there, I think you get another guide and a set of brakes. Rightio, let's spin it back. Let's take the case off. Now I've undone the car from the base just to make it a bit more speedier. Let's take that little section off. Here we go. So I'm not familiar with this car in regards to its livery and where it races, but as you can see, in black, red and a hint of yellow, this thing looks quite good. My favourite part of the Mercedes AMG is this, and well, let's take it off. Let's take it off. We'll remove this for now. So we're gonna have a closer look. My favourite part of the car is this massive, oversized front end of the vehicle, the big bonnet, big long bonnet. The massive motor is sitting in there sucking in the juice. Alright, let's have a close look at this car. As always, you got your nice Carrera branded tyres, front and rear. And we'll try and get a nice little bit of glare today on the old camera. Let me see if I can adjust that. Oh, let's start from the front. Now this thing is aggressive, it looks angry, but also pretty gorgeous. Rightio. So I'm going to try and turn it around and get as much in the camera as we can. Look at the size of that rear spoiler. Nice little cutout diffuser on the rear. Again, I'm not very familiar with this livery. I don't know if it's a British or American racing car, but let me know in the comments if I'm completely off the mark there. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, which is probably why I sound funny. No, there's no kangaroos or crocodiles in my backyard, wish there were, but there isn't. So I'm not familiar if this car actually runs in Australia. If I am wrong, well, I'm wrong. Again, I love these little yellow highlights, there's a little hint of yellow here and there. Nice little section down the bottom. A little section down here. Alright, let's have a good look at the car. So I've got a nice big bonnet scoop. Looks like there's like a little radiator or some kind of grill work behind there. Could be radio, cooling system, etc. Nice little side scoops, and I don't believe, if I'm going to have a look off camera, I don't know if they're active. I think they actually got plastic blocking them, so there's no real airflow coming through there. But let's face it, it's a slot car. We're not racing real cars, are we? Sometimes I think I am. From above, you can see the size of that bloody wing at the rear. What's that sound? What is it? Minerva oil. Never heard of it. Looks good. Love this co-driver or this driver sticker on the left-hand side. You see that a lot in racing now. It sort of indicates who's who in the zoo, who's driving, who's doing what. And there we have it. So again, it's not a basic car, but there's not much really going on the outside. I like it. I think it looks good. Looks great on the track. Haven't ran it yet, but it does look good on the track. But in regards to detail, there it is. That's what it looks like. The white, red and black with the yellow highlights, I think really looks quite good. Rightio, let's take it off the chassis and we'll have a closer look. Okie dokie, so I've removed the 4 screws that hold the base to the chassis to the shell, and let's flip her over and I'll give you a quick look at what's going on underneath this puppy. So here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, yes I can count, educated, and that's what holds this together. My favourite features of the Carrera range of cars is this guide. I believe it's I'm guessing it's one of the biggest guides out there. Obviously size doesn't matter, it's just how it is. But this guide is great on plastic track and wood routed track. And they've also gone for the split, the 2 setup braids, and then you fold in half, so you've got 4 points of contact. I think that's quite cool. Here we have, if it was digital, which this is the evolution, but I'll talk through that. We've got a nice switch here, which will be analog to digital if you had a digital chip in there. And this little black plastic section here, that little tab out, you can pop him out, and what would sit there in replace of that will be like a little light. It's like a little LED light, which when you hit the little button, it will go over the track where the sensor is, and it will change the lane. Rightio, what else we got? So we've got a bar magnet just in front of the rear axle, and I believe there's another bar magnet just in front of the motor, but we'll have a look at that once we go in. So that's about it of the car itself from underneath on the outside. I'll just put this down. Let's have a look at how she sits. So, and that's what I'm saying. It is a basic, I wouldn't say a basic looking car, but in regards to detail, there's a lot going on, but it just looks, and look at that. That bonnet, that rear spoiler, it sits, and that sits extra. I can see why you probably wouldn't run it on a 130-degree banked corner. But again, I could be wrong. I don't know why they do that. Let's take this puppy off. We'll start with the shell again. We'll just quickly have a quick look at it while it's off the body. Nice plastic, sturdy. It's what you expect from Carrera. They've been doing it for a long time. Again, there's no active lights on this, but if you're quite handy with a soldering iron, a bit of wire, and some LED lights, I reckon you'll be able to hook something up quite simple. Again, I'm finding slot car companies are definitely making these body parts or their cockpit area so much slimline. I mean, look at that. Look at the gap from bottom of the door to the actual bottom of the chassis. The cockpit. So they're doing a good job of that. So that's pretty much, that's the body. So let's move that away. Let's move away this bit of MDF. And let's bring back the chassis of the car. If you've bought Carrera before, you'll be familiar with their setups, their layouts, and what you would find inside. Again, these are produced, this isn't a limited run, these are produced in high numbers, so they get it pretty right each time, I believe. That's quite thin, there's not much going on underneath, so there's a lot of room to play with these suckers. Again, we'll just quickly talk through what is what inside here. Let me give me a little trusty screwdriver. So again, we've got a nice bar magnet sitting in front of that motor, as I stated before. And if you flip it underneath quickly, there's the other one at the rear, and they're quite strong. Whether you want to take it out, they pop out. If you want to leave it in there, if you want to run magnets, it's up to yourself. This little circuitry board here, there's a little screw, what I'm touching right now. That's as simple as unscrewing that, unplugging it from the motor, and popping that out. That's how you interchange from digital to analog. So this little chippy sucker here comes out, and you're chucking a nice little L-shaped, I don't have one on me, but I will show in another video, digital chip. You'll pop this little Duvalaki, and that's the actual technical term. It's in the dictionary. I think Duvalaki is a great little word. And that pops out, and that's where the little globe will sit. And then you plug it back in, and off you go, straight to digital. Now I run an analog digital track, so I'm in between analog and digital. Let's have a look at the motor. So it's an inline motor setup. We've got I believe they're nylon pinion and a nylon rear set, so they marry up nicely and they run quite smooth. And again, a bit of metal work at the rear, not much plastic going on, so get a lot of usage out of this. They take a lot of bashing and wear and tear. The only thing I will say is, with most cars, a lot of the body parts will come off. Rear wing, side mirrors, but that's just how it is. That's racing. That's racing. So there's not much more else to talk about the car itself. It's quite simple, it's effective, it works, but again, just highlight the size of that guide. She is a sucker and a half. And again, I use these on mostly wooden track when I do race, wooden routed track at my local in Melbourne, Australia, in Hallam. And it runs quite well, or the Carrera cars run quite well. On a plastic track at home, again, they run really well. So that's about it for the AMG GT3 by Mercedes, obviously brought to you by Carrera. I recommend, if you want to race, if you want to collect it, it's a great addition. The AMG always looks good. Carrera did an amazing job again on how the cars turned out. Jump onto their website. If you're in Europe, it's a lot easier to get stuff from their website. If you're in Australia like myself, you'd go through your local hobby shop, eBay, or anywhere in between. But I recommend support your local hobby shop if you can. It keeps the money coming in and keeps the hobby alive. That's about all from me. Again, my name's Travis. I'm on Instagram as @thatslotcarguy. Quite convenient. And I hope you have a great day. Ciao.